Our topic today of things that you are responsible for is actually part 2 of my last video, which was things that you are not responsible for. And both of these videos come on the heels of a post I put up on Instagram a little while ago that really got a lot of response, that a lot of people connected with. And a lot of people asked me if I would do a video explaining and expanding on these concepts more. So that's what we are doing today. If you want to check out that Instagram post, I'm going to put the link in the description below and you can do that afterwards. So talking about things that we are responsible for. Similarly to us taking on a lot of responsibilities for the things that we are not, many of us are not taking responsibility for the things that we are. And it's leaving us in a lot of unnecessary struggle with anger and frustration and shame and self-doubt and feeling overwhelmed and feeling out of control in our own lives. So this is why we need to talk about them, and I'm hoping that it'll give you some mindset shifts and maybe help you start to make some different choices in your life that are going to get you to better. If you're new to me and this is the first time that you are here, welcome to our amazing little corner on the internet and this incredible community. If you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. I think it's on this side, that button. You're going to get notified when I put up a new video. Either way, my name is Kristina, and I am a registered clinical therapist, a researcher, a master coach, and the creator of the Breakthrough Coaching Program. I have a master's degree in counseling psychology, and I work to help heart-centered go-getter men and women break through worry, fear, anxiety, and self-doubt so they can get through the crap that is holding them back and like themselves and their lives more every day. Some of this that we're talking about today might be tough to hear. It's tough to look inward. It's tough to be honest with ourselves. And it is a lot of times tough to take responsibility for ourselves. But what's on the other side of that is so much joy and freedom and peace. It is worth the struggle in the process. And now the first thing you're responsible for, which is our big overarching concept that the following points are going to expand on. But this one is that you are 100% responsible for yourself all the time. If you're a grown-up with sound mind, you are 100% responsible for yourself 100% of the time. Which leads us to our first point in this umbrella. You are responsible for all of your own thoughts. No, we can't always control the thoughts that come into our head, but we are always responsible for what we do with those thoughts. If we indulge them, if we engage them, if we let them kind of spiral around and sort of just go all crazy, we are responsible for that. We are responsible for learning how to manage our own minds so that we are in charge of our thoughts. Even if we can't always control them, we are absolutely in charge of what we do with them when they come in. And this is a bit of a tougher concept, and it's not something that you can just automatically master. It's a concept that I go into depth and we really talk about and learn about in my Breakthrough Coaching Program, and you can get on the wait list. I'll put the link to that below for the next time we open up registration. But just actually taking a step back with this concept that I am responsible for my thoughts 100% of the time. The next thing that you're responsible for is your feelings. And we talked about this on the last one, that other people can't, that we are not responsible for other people's feelings. We can't control their feelings in the same way. Other people cannot control our feelings. Other people do not make us feel a certain way. And if you watched the last video, you know exactly what I'm going to say right now is our feelings come from our thoughts. And we are in charge of and responsible for our thoughts. And it's our thoughts that create our feelings, and we are responsible for what we are thinking and what we are doing with our thoughts. Therefore, we are responsible for our feelings. We are responsible for how we interpret something, how we think about something, how we perceive something. And that is going to be what creates our feelings about it. And the next thing that you are responsible for is your intentions. You are not responsible for how someone receives you, what someone thinks about you, someone else's opinion of you, but you are responsible for how you show up. And I talk about this a lot with my clients and students who want to take a risk and put themselves out there, but they're really worried about what someone else is going to think, or someone else's criticism, or someone else judging them. And absolutely, if you show up big enough and often enough, someone is going to not like it. Someone is going to have something to say that you might not like, and they are allowed to have their opinion about it. You are not responsible for that. What you are responsible for is how you show up. Are your intentions pure? Are your intentions good? Are they clean intentions? Are you there to help and serve and contribute, or are you intending to be a jerk? So being honest with what your intentions are and leaving the response to that up to other people. And absolutely, if someone doesn't like something that you're doing, they can communicate that with you in a respectful, responsible way, and you can have a discussion about it. But even then, you don't necessarily have to agree with their idea, opinion, or perspective. You are still allowed to leave that with them. The next thing that you are responsible for is communicating your needs. And oh, would it ever be nice if the people around us could guess our needs, anticipate our needs, read our minds, and make our lives all lovely and wonderful and accommodated? But unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. And so many of us get so frustrated because we're like that person, if they loved me, they would know what I need. And I call BS on that, because if you love them, you will tell them what you need. You will set them up for success. You will stop waiting for them to crap the bed and fail you. That's not fair. Being able to communicate our own needs is our responsibility. And on the same vein as that, also respecting other people's unavailability or unwillingness to meet all of our needs. Because I talked about in my last video, it's also not our responsibility to meet all of somebody else's needs. So allowing other people to have their boundaries. Other people are allowed to have boundaries. We're allowed to have things that we want and need from someone else, and they are allowed to say no. It doesn't mean that it's always easy. It doesn't mean that it's always lovely. It doesn't mean that it always feels good, but it doesn't make someone else a bad person if they are not willing or able to meet all of our needs. So checking ourselves with that one, because we are also responsible for meeting our needs. We are responsible for meeting our own needs. If there is something that we need, it is our responsibility to do what we need to do. We can ask for other people's support, for their help, for their encouragement. We can absolutely, asking for help is a great thing. And other people can decide whether or not they are willing and able to do that. And I think it's good for us to get better at asking for help. So many of us don't ask for help. We can ask for help, but we can also respect and be okay if someone says no to that. But we are responsible for meeting our own needs. The next thing that we are responsible for, absolutely, is building a healthy relationship with ourselves. So many of us have crap relationships with ourselves, even if we even know who we are. And this is another thing we go through in my breakthrough coaching program, is really getting to know. I take you through a series of exercises to get to know who you really are. So many of us who have get stuck in people pleasing and trying to meet other people's expectations and trying to kind of be who we think other people want us to be, end up sort of losing ourselves in the process. We don't even know who we are. We don't even know what we like. We don't even know what's important to us. We don't even know what we're passionate about. It is our job to build that relationship with ourselves, to be able to connect with ourselves and know who we are, that nobody else is going to do that for us. And it's not going to all of a sudden just magically happen on its own. I have another video. It's called How to Like Yourself More, something like that. I'm going to put the link to that in the description below, and I think that's a really important one that you do watch as well, to help you start to build that relationship with yourself. Because going around with crapola self-esteem and being cruel and unkind and judgmental to yourself, calling yourself down, telling yourself you're an idiot, you're a failure, you're a loser, you're not good enough, that's all the result of a crappy relationship with yourself. And so taking responsibility for turning that relationship around, doing what you need to do to build that up. The next thing that you are absolutely responsible for is healing from your past. If you have a past, if you have pain, if you have trauma, if you have heartache, if you have something that is continuing to impact you, it is your job to heal from that. And one of my favorite quotes by a woman she's an author named Glennon Doyle, and the quote that she put up is that your pain is probably not your fault, but your healing is your responsibility. We are struggling, and if we are not doing well inside, it is our responsibility. And I know that you all know that. If you are here today, you know that. That's why you're here. That's why you're watching a video on psychology and personal development and changing our mindset and changing the way that we think and feel about ourselves. This is why you're here, because you are investing in moving forward. You're invested in healing and dealing with stuff. So I want to encourage you to keep going on that journey of healing from your past, doing what you need to do to make that happen so that you don't have to stay in that struggle. And the next thing that you're responsible for is forgiving yourself. If there is something from your past that you either did or did not do but are continuing to punish yourself for, it is time to forgive yourself for that. It is time to show yourself some compassion for whatever that was. I am going to guess that whatever you did at that time, you were doing your best with what you had. And maybe looking back that now that you realize your best was kind of crappy, I'm still going to guess that you were doing your best, and you need to forgive yourself for that one. And the next thing that you are absolutely responsible for is pursuing your own dreams. What is it? Let me know in the comment section below. What is a dream that you have been holding yourself back, that you have not been allowing yourself to step up and step into and start making a priority in your life? We only get to live once. So letting yourself step into that. Nobody else is going to make your dreams come true. Nobody else is going to do it for you. And it's nobody else's responsibility to do that, because your dreams are going to be most important to you. They are never going to be as important to anyone else as they are to you, which makes it your responsibility to put yourself out there and to pursue them and make them happen. And the next thing that you are 100% responsible for is all your own choices. No one can make you do or not do anything. Now, that doesn't mean that you might not like the outcome of your choice. You might not like the fact that someone doesn't like your choice. Might not like the guilt that you have put on yourself from someone not agreeing with your choice, but it is still absolutely up to you. And allowing yourself to say no, allowing yourself to do things that other people might not agree with, that not letting other people dictate your life for you. And if saying no and allowing yourself the freedom to make your own choices is something that you do struggle with, I have a free download for you. It's called 25 Ways to Say No. It's going to help you learn how to say no if that's something that you do get a little wiggy around. Grab that download. I'm going to put that link in the description below. Which one of these really connected with you? Which one of these did you need to hear, or did you need to be reminded of? Or are you like, yep, that's the one that I really need to work on, that I'm going to work on, that I'm going to commit to working on? Let me know. I would love to hear, so I can encourage and support you in that in the comments section below. Like the video, share it out with anyone else that you think might find this information useful. Let me know if you share it out in the comments so that I can personally thank you. And come and join my Facebook group, goodformegroup.com, full of incredible, heart-centered, go-getter men and women. Such a supportive community. Goodformegroup.com. And until next time, take good care.